again. Thank you for joining me for another video. So today I wanted to talk about what I think is the most fundamental thing, idea, insight, if you want to really break apart reality, the nature of existence, spirituality. One word kind of sums up everything, and if you get this concept, then you can just really just dig into whatever area of reality you want to and comprehend it and excel your own growth and become whatever it is that you're trying to become. And that's karma. And I don't know if you can fully understand karma until you've had a complete Kundalini awakening, because you really need to see how your thoughts and intentions immediately in the short term respond with reflections. So, for example, like you can think of someone and they can call. You can be going down the street and think, oh man, they really need to have a stoplight there. And then within 2 days, a stoplight is being put up on that corner. You could, some people can mess around a little bit with the weather. It's harder now because the weather is not acting responsive like it used to in previous times in human history. But there's like a book you want to read or a movie that will come to you. There's an idea or a answer you're looking for, and you kind of send out a question to the universe and it'll respond. This is obviously easy to do on some of these social media platforms and things like that. You just be a little bit wary because there are AI designed obviously to keep you on them, so it isn't always the best information you're going to get, but reality will respond to you. If you spend time in nature too, you can get the same kinds of insights. Ask a question and then something will come to you. And this becomes more obvious after you had a Kundalini awakening, and so you're not just limited in your perception of the physical. Your perception has now expanded to include the non-material, so that you can see how your thoughts are interacting with reality. It's a different level of awareness, and that tunes even greater as you develop and grow that aspect of yourself, or your awareness of that aspect of yourself, and allow it to be integrated with the story and the narrative of who you are. More information comes. So that is karma, this interaction. If you've ever noticed, like, you don't have an immediate response, right? It is not, I'm thinking, I'm just gonna, for an example, I'm thinking candy bar does not materialize. Where is the delay? You can get a lot of information about how reality works when you understand where your thoughts interact. What are they interfacing with before something shows up in your physical reality? There is a layer of substance there. It's like not material substance, but you can feel it. There's a pressure there where your thoughts bounce against something. So when you're on a spiritual path and you're attempting to liberate yourself from the whole kit and caboodle, you wouldn't be attempting to manifest and play and really understand reality in the same kind of way as what I'm discussing. Although I think it does help to know what it is you're trying to free yourself from. What are you trying to release yourself from? What is the hold that this place has on us? And there's lots of different explanations for that. Some people consider this place to be like a training ground, and some people consider it a place where the universe itself is trying to discover itself, and for some reason has to do that literally rather than imaginatively or figuratively, which that's the part where I'm like, that doesn't actually make sense. Of course, you have the stories of heaven, hell, judgment. You have stories about archons. You have stories of, false creator gods. You have stories of aliens, stories about simulations. We have lots of narratives trying to figure out what this place is. And one piece that they all have in common is this idea of karma, of creation, of intent, cause, and effect. And understanding the nature, where does the cause come from? And what effects show up? So you'll see just the majority of people that you're going to come in contact with are cogs in this machine. And if you really stand back and just kind of like, how much of what they're doing have they consciously and creatively, with some depth of spirit and intellect, delved into to decide that they wanted to do? The whole point of awakening spiritually is so you do have some say in that. And it takes a little bit of practice before you aren't just responding to or creating out of what's been done to you in some form of reactionary way. Because then it's super easy to control you still, right? So anything that happened to you when you were a kid and you were helpless, if you're still reacting out of that and creating your world around that, you're still in this like controlled frame of reference. If you're still taking in all the information about what physics is, about what society is, about what is expected of you, without having done some insight and some internal dialoguing about where you do and do not agree with these things, so that the efforts you're putting in to have a relationship with the creative force of reality, right? The Shakti, that which is emanating, that, that Kundalini rises, and then you see it in everywhere. And you are not a separate, immaterial being from it anymore. And so you need to know that your actions have consequences, and that you might be in the middle of something that you declared 10, 15 years ago. You can't figure out why you can't change your life. And whatever you had asked for fits so well into some other, versions of some harmonious versions of other people's karma. It's like we're in the middle of God's karma sometimes. That this like giant creator being, right, that created this scenario that we're stuck in, and you have to like reignite that deepest level of knowledge to undo or reorder for your independent soul the way you would actually like to be living. And that takes looking at the decisions you've already made karmically to get you to the path that you're currently on and begin to undo them. It takes a little bit of work. When they talk about like that, instant enlightenment type experience, if you have no idea of a individual self at all, of course all of this goes away, but that is nearly impossible. And at the moment you did it, the ability to also maintain the state of a physical vessel would be really challenging. So it is less likely to happen than most people say. So you can go through this more step-by-step process where you are uncovering how it actually works, how the imprints of other people's karma, most of the time it's are you caught in a story of other people's karma, other people's cause and effect, other people's bad decisions, other people's good decisions? Are you caught in that, or are you an independent sovereign being? That is the key to understanding so much of this reality, and by that, spirituality. So, hope that sits well with you. Feel free to leave any comments below. Until next time, take care.